Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to have a lovely discussion about gardening tips and tricks. I'm Evelyn and I'm excited to share some insights with you all. Gardening has been a big part of my life, especially with Mom teaching me so much. I find it incredibly fulfilling to nurture plants and see them thrive. Today I'd love to talk about how gardening connects us across generations and share some of my favorite tips. Mom, could you explain more about soil preparation? I've heard you talk about how important it is, but I'd love to hear some detailed examples.
Absolutely, Evelyn. Soil preparation is critical because it sets the foundation for healthy plant growth. One tip I learned from Grandma Barbara is the importance of composting. It enriches the soil with nutrients naturally and improves its structure over time.
That's right, Maya. Composting was essential for us. We used to collect kitchen scraps, leaves, and grass clippings in a compost pile. It took some time, but the compost we produced was like black gold for our garden beds. Another trick I learned from my own mother was about testing the soil pH. We used to send soil samples to the county extension office for analysis. Knowing the pH helped us adjust the soil acidity levels for specific plants. Maya, I remember when we started gardening together. I taught you how to check the soil texture and drainage before planting. It's those little details that make a big difference in how well your garden grows.
Yes, Grandma, those lessons have stuck with me all these years. Understanding the soil conditions is fundamental to successful gardening.
I believe gardening is not just about growing plants, it's a way to connect with nature and promote sustainability. Mom, what are your thoughts on the importance of gardening in today's world?
I completely agree, Evelyn. Gardening teaches us patience, responsibility, and respect for the environment. It's also a great stress reliever and can provide fresh, nutritious food right from your backyard.
One of my favorite memories is when we planted sunflowers last summer, Mom. Watching them grow taller than me was amazing.
I remember that too, Evelyn. It was such a joy to see how excited you were about it. Grandma, do you have any favorite gardening tips or tricks from when you were young?
Oh, certainly, Maya. One trick I learned early on was the importance of companion planting. We used to plant marigolds alongside vegetables to ward off pests naturally. It was fascinating how well it worked.
Mom, when I was young, we didn't have the convenience of today's technology in gardening. We relied on good soil preparation and manual tools to get the job done.
Yes, Sarah, preparing the soil was key. We used to compost kitchen scraps and yard waste to enrich the soil naturally. It was hard work, but the results were worth it.
I remember you and Dad always emphasizing the importance of composting, something I still do in my garden today.
Sarah, just imagine if we had today's hydroponic systems back then. We could have grown fresh vegetables year-round, even in the cold winters.
That would have been revolutionary, Mom. It would have made gardening so much more accessible and efficient.
Exactly, Sarah. We had to rely on the changing seasons and traditional methods to grow our food. It was a different pace of life.
Grandma, nowadays, there are so many apps and online resources that make gardening easier to learn and manage. You can even get real-time weather updates and personalized planting schedules.
Yes, and there are so many innovations in sustainable gardening practices, like using rainwater harvesting systems or integrating permaculture principles.
While all these advancements are impressive, I do worry about the over-reliance on technology sometimes. In my day, we focused on natural pest control methods like crop rotation and planting certain herbs.
I agree, Mom. Technology can make things easier, but it's important to maintain a balance and not overlook the traditional wisdom of gardening.
Grandma, what are some of the best gardening tips you would recommend for beginners today?
For beginners, Maya, I'd suggest starting small with easy to grow plants like tomatoes or herbs. It's essential to understand your local climate and soil conditions before diving in.
Today we've explored how gardening has evolved across generations, blending tradition with modern innovation. It's clear that gardening not only connects us to nature, but also serves as a bridge between the past and the future. Thank you all for sharing your insights and experiences. Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found our discussion on gardening tips and tricks insightful and inspiring. Until next time, happy gardening.